Hi guys, today's topic, getting my first ball python or getting your first ball python. Three things that we're going to discuss in this video. The first one will be where do I get my ball python and what type of ball python do I get. The second thing will be the setup. What type of a setup do I need, and all the basics that has connection to the setup. Then lastly, or the third one, will be then what do I feed my ball python and how often do I feed my ball python. We're going to discuss the topic of feeding. And yeah, let's move on. Where do I get my ball python? I would say Morph Market. Morph Market is the best place for me to get into contact with your local breeder. And then also on there, they list their ball pythons that are up for sale. You can have a look at them. It can become quite expensive, but that again depends on what your budget is. Let's move on to the next one. Go to setup. What setup do I need? I need an enclosure for my ball python. You need to look at what is the size of your ball python that you are going to buy. Not too big, not too small. If it's a big ball python, don't get a small enclosure, and the other way around. Right, enclosure is the first one. So I need an enclosure. Alright, that's sorted. What needs to be inside that enclosure? Please people, let's have the no-nos first. No sand. Ball pythons do not need sand at all. No basking lamps or basking lights and things like that. If you do have a little bit of an LED on there, just to light it up in the evening or something like that, that's fine. That should be fine. But don't keep it up all night or keep it on all night. They're more active at night. All right, so they need darkness. They're more active. Let's move on to substrate. Substrate, I would say wood chips, wood bark, cocoa husk, cocoa peat. No, I really won't go. I don't think I'll go there. Yeah, wood chips, wood bark, cocoa husk, pine shavings, kitchen towels or paper towels. You can even use newspaper if you really want to. But yeah, please Google, but no sand. No sand, nothing with fine particles. And something like sawdust. Sawdust, not a good thing, goes into everywhere where it's wet. It just makes a hell of a mess. Right, I think that's about it on the setup. I think let's move on to feeding. What do I feed my ball python? I would say get the information from your breeder. What do I feed my ball python? Normally, well, I can speak for myself here at Moot Morphs. When you do buy your ball python as a hatchling, that hatchling should be on rat pups already. That would mean that your ball python that you buy has already had 3 to 4 meals, which is obviously consisting of mice jumpers. Should be on rat pups, your ball python that you buy from us. Other breeders, I would say get the information. I cannot speak on their behalf. Get the information. The general rule of thumb will be the food that you do offer must not be bigger than the widest part of the body of the snake. That's a general rule. So yeah, that's just a bit of a guideline. Big adult snakes, I would say nothing more than a medium-sized rat. Medium rat should be sufficient, or 2 smalls, 3 smalls, depending on what you want to feed. You've got options. You've got pre-killed, you've got frozen thawed, you've also got live feeding. Right, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and then click that notification button. Next video will be in depth about your setup of your enclosure. We'll have some examples here for you to have a look at. We'll show you on how it's set up, and yeah, have a nice day. Cheers.